Hi everyone. The month of July is Sarcoma Awareness Month, and we at Narayan Hridyalaya would like to discuss a few common myths about sarcomas. Here we have Dr. Suman Bairegowda, the consultant and chief of musculoskeletal oncology, Mazumdar Shaw Cancer Center, Bangalore. What is musculoskeletal oncology?
Musculoskeletal oncology, we are specialized doctors who exclusively deal with bone cancers, soft tissue cancers, and skin cancers.
What is sarcoma?
Sarcoma, they are the cancer which arises from connective tissues. Sarcoma is broadly classified into two types. One is bone sarcoma or bone cancer, and the second variety is soft tissue sarcoma or soft tissue cancer. So in soft tissue cancer, muscle cancers, nerve cancer, cancer arising from the blood vessels, and cancer involving the skin. So all this comes under soft tissue cancers.
Are there any reason or causes for sarcomas?
There is no exact reason or specific reason for most of the sarcomas. Only few sarcomas can be secondary to radiation or a few syndromic disease. But most of the time, there is no specific reason and can affect any random person. But the good thing is it's not hereditary and it doesn't spread in family. So family are not risk.
Is there any specific age group that sarcomas are more common in?
Yeah. So bone sarcomas are more common between 10 to 30 years, whereas soft tissue sarcomas are more common after 40 years.
And how do they present? Do they have any specific signs or symptoms?
The presentation of bone sarcomas and soft tissue sarcomas is different. The bone sarcoma usually present with pain, which is progressively increasing in nature, which doesn't respond to painkiller. And next comes the swelling. And if the tumor is big and if it has eaten away a lot of bone, bone can fracture with minimal trauma. So that's the presentation of bone sarcomas. Coming to soft tissue tumors, they usually present as painless swelling. The pain appears late. Once if they involve the bone or the nerves or the vessels, then they produce pain. Otherwise, usually they present as painless lumps.
Is there a specific test to diagnose them, or how do we diagnose soft tissue
Okay,
sarcomas?
it's a good question. So we have to do few radiological investigation to get the diagnosis. In bone cancer, we order X-ray and MRI. So X-ray and MRI gives a lot of information about the size of the lesion, the location, the character of the lesion, its relation to the important structures in and around. In soft tissue tumors, we don't get X-ray, we go for MRI first. And same, we get a lot of salient features about the tumor, the character, the nature, the size, the location. These cancers are sarcomas. They can spread to other part of the body. So before we start treatment, we need to screen the whole body so that we are sure that the cancer is not spread to the other part of the body, or if it has spread, we need to plan our treatment accordingly. So we need to screen the whole body. For that, we do a single test called as PET-CT scan. It scans whole body from head to toe.
Is biopsy a compulsion to diagnose soft tissue sarcoma, or is there any way other than biopsy that we can confirm the diagnosis?
Okay, so it's a very important question because biopsy is the most important test we need to do to confirm any sarcomas, whether it's soft tissue or bone sarcomas. Why is there are so many varieties of sarcomas in bone as well as in soft tissues, and treatment of each sarcoma is completely different. So we need to know what is the type of cancer and what is the grade of the cancer. So treat accordingly. So biopsy is must. So without biopsy, we have seen a lot of patients getting surgery for a lump, thinking it's a common lump. And what happens is when the surgery is done, there is contamination, a spread of cancer around, and most of these patients end up losing their limb, hand or leg. So it's very important because the surgery for a simple swelling to surgery for a cancer or a sarcoma is completely different. So we need to have a biopsy and proper diagnosis before doing any surgical intervention.
I've heard a few patients ask if biopsy can cause, spread of the tumor. Is it true? Does it cause spreading of the tumor?
Yes, that's the most common misconception we have, and a lot of patients ask this question and they're worried to get biopsy because of this. But Biopsy, what we do is a simple true cut needle biopsy. It's not an open surgery. It's a very simple procedure which hardly takes 5 to 10 minutes. No major anesthesia is involved, and patient can resume or go back to his work on same day. Okay, so where in this biopsy, we put a small needle and take the tumor tissue and examine under microscope. One thing I want to mention when I talk about biopsy, we always prefer a true cut biopsy, not FNAC. So FNAC has no role in the diagnosis purpose. It should be always a true cut biopsy.
What is the treatment protocol for sarcomas like?
Okay. So the treatment for bone sarcomas and soft tissue sarcomas is different. As I told you, in bone cancer, the treatment depends upon what's the type of cancer, what's the grade of the cancer, whether the cancer has spread to any other part of the body, and also the age of the patient. So all these sarcomas require multi-modality treatment. So we discuss each and every case in our tumor board in the presence of surgeons, medical oncologists, radiation oncologists, radiologists, and pathologists, and take a proper treatment which is specific for that particular patient. So usually for bone cancer, we need combination of treatment that includes chemotherapy, surgery, and radiation. So coming to soft tissue sarcoma, so here the treatment will be mainly surgical removal. So completely we need to excise the tumor, and in few cases we need to give radiation and chemotherapy. So this call will be taken based upon the type of the tumor, again the grade, whether it's a recurrent tumor, size of the tumor. So that's why, as I told you, each case is discussed in tumor board in the presence of all the specialists, doctor, and decision is finalized.
Okay. And how necessary is amputation? Does every person suffering from sarcoma needs to lose his hand or leg, or can there be a scope for limb sparing or anything?
Okay, so that's a good question, because a lot of people feel that once they're diagnosed with bone cancer or soft tissue cancer, that's the end of life and they're going to lose their limb. But that was the thing like few decades back. Now the scenario has completely changed with chemotherapies, radiotherapy, new imaging modalities, and trained people doing musculoskeletal oncology work. We are able to save limb in more than 90% of our patients. So the most important thing is you need to present early to your bone cancer specialist. So early you present, the chance of saving limb or completely curing the cancer dramatically increases.
And do these patients survive for long, or will they be able to lead a normal life after surgery and chemotherapy and radiation?
Yes. So this I wanted to actually highlight this. Bone and soft tissue cancers can be completely cured. 60 to 80% of the patient can be completely cured of bone and soft tissue cancers. And once even after the surgery, they will be able to lead near normal life. So we have so many of our patients who are treated few years back. Now they are into their post graduation and they are doing to their super specialties and pursuing their educations in medical field as a lawyer. So absolutely there is no need to worry. You can lead absolutely normal life.
That is really good that there is a chance of long-term survival and getting back to normal life. And is there any screening test that needs to be done, or if I want to get a sarcoma screening, is there a protocol that is available?
Okay, so unfortunately, like in breast and cervical cancer, there are screening tests where you can detect cancer even before it manifests. But in sarcomas, we don't have any screening tests. Okay. But only thing is, as soon as the symptoms presents, it's better to consult a bone cancer specialist, get evaluated. Not all pains, not all swellings are cancer. So you need to meet your doctor, get evaluated, and get the treatment as early as possible. So it's the most important thing. So Vida, I want to ask you a question. Like as I told you, in bone and soft tissue sarcoma, there is a role of chemotherapy and radiotherapy. Correct. What is this chemo and radiotherapy? And a lot of people are, they are really worried when you counsel them for chemo or radio, or they really have serious complications or side effects. Can you just throw light on that?
Sure. I'll start with radiotherapy. Yeah. It uses high energy photons either X-rays or electrons to sterilize the post-op bed. Basically, after excision of the tumor, whatever microscopic disease is there, radiation basically takes care of that. And in a setting where it is planned before the surgery, it helps in size reduction and downstaging of the tumor. And radiation per se in sarcomas is not associated with a lot of complications, because they are usually away from most of the vital structures and they are well delineated and circumscribed. And chemotherapy is where we give high dose of medicine, drugs that can kill the tumor cells. And this takes care of the distant metastasis. That is, if there is any microscopic tumor seeding anywhere else in the body, the chemotherapy takes care of that, as well as the tumor.
So you mean to say they are absolutely safe?
They are not without side effects. All these with new and technology have very minimal side effects. But it is not zero. There will be some side effects, and they can be managed. They can be taken care of, and they will not be life-threatening or any serious side effects are not there with radiation or chemotherapy.
So that's the most important thing. This chemo and radiation adds a lot of value when you are treating sarcoma patients. When we give chemo or radiation before surgery, they dramatically reduces the tumor size, and they make surgery easy, and also they take care of the tumors, microscopic tumors which are in the blood. So they make a huge difference in the overall outcome of the patients. So as Dr. Veda mentioned, they will have mild side effects, but in today's era, we have a lot of medications to take care of it, and really we don't have to worry about chemo or radiation, but they are very integral part of treatment of sarcomas. So today, I want to highlight a few things. Bone cancers are not the end of life. They can be treated, cured completely, and amputation is not the only answer. We can save limb in more than 90% of the patients. The only thing is early diagnosis and treatment at a specialized bone cancer center is the key. So if you have any of the symptoms which we mentioned in our discussion, please consult your bone cancer specialist and get the treatment done. Thank you.
Thank you.